I'm not freaking out about what Kevin McCarthy or Jim Jordan are up to because I'm not sure they've really thought all of this through. For one, these Republicans have gone out on a limb, way out on a limb. To start with, they're defending Trump before they even know what charges he might face. And from a legal perspective, experts point out that Jim Jordan and his colleagues are overestimating their power, including my guest I just had on here, the former Attorney General of the United States. The former counsel to the House Judiciary Committee also pointed out this week that, quote, Congress cannot lawfully use its investigative power to engage in law enforcement. Even if they resort to a subpoena, he also wrote, any such subpoena should be unenforceable. To that point, the Manhattan DA is rightfully holding his ground. Yesterday, his office, accused Jordan of interfering in a pending local investigation, saying, quote, this unprecedented inquiry serves only to hinder, disrupt, and undermine their prosecutors. In addition to Jim Jordan's precarious legal argument, if I'm being generous, he doesn't exactly have the best track record lately of delivering on his promises to begin with. Take, for example, the absurdly named Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government. That's literally the name, which was launched just after Republicans took control of the House. For Jim Jordan, this all was a dream opportunity to finally reveal all of the deep state corruption at the FBI, the Department of Justice, all of that corruption he's been trying to Nancy Drew for years. And for a while, he was talking a pretty big game about what he had up his sleeve.
We're going to get into what's going on at the FBI, where we've had 14 whistleblowers come talk to us about the weaponization of government there. I tell you what, dozens of whistleblowers have come talk to Republican staff on the Judiciary Committee. We've now had 19 whistleblowers come talk to us. FBI agents take whistleblower status, come talk to us. And remember, Laura, we've had now over dozens of FBI agents come to us as whistleblowers. Dozens and dozens of whistleblowers, FBI agents coming to us.
But of the dozens and dozens of supposed whistleblowers he repeatedly promised, Jordan was only able to produce three total. And it turned out they weren't really whistleblowers at all. In fact, they weren't even credible witnesses. That was according to a Democratic report, which revealed that none of those witnesses provided anything of substance. Instead, they endorsed conspiracy theories related to January 6th, the efficacy of COVID vaccines, and the outcome of the 2020 election. And if that all wasn't bad enough, the report also exposed how two of the witnesses were basically bought and paid for by former Trump officials. You can't make it up sometimes. So again, when it comes to these attacks on Alvin Bragg, House Republicans are not only on pretty shaky legal ground, they also haven't shown themselves to be the most competent of investigators. There's no Sherlock Holmes in the group here that we can see. The thing is, this has never been about proving their wild accusations about the DOJ, the FBI, or the District Attorney of Manhattan. They're not out to find all the corruption out there. And don't take my word for it. Here's Jim Jordan just last year.
All those things need to be investigated just so you have the truth. Plus, that will help frame up the 2024 race when I hope and I think President Trump is going to run again, and we need to make sure that he wins.
We need to make sure that he wins. He's telling you what he's doing it for right there. That's been their motivation all along. Instead of addressing the real issues people are facing across the country, by the way, they're in charge of the House after all, from immigration to gun violence to coming up with a plan to avoid defaulting on our debt, they're fixated on this. But for now, I wouldn't freak out about what they're up to or what they may get out of this, because so far, it doesn't sound like they have the legal ground or the competency to actually deliver.